Selling one of these guns might just go down as the biggest mistake of your life. Some firearms aren't just built tough. They're built to outlive you, me, and probably your grandkids too. These are the legends of the gun world. The ones that hold their value, never quit, and only get rarer with time. If you've got one in the safe, hang on tight, because these are the 20 guns that are disappearing. Keep these at all costs. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you never miss a new video. Let's get into it. Number 20. The Henry AR-7 Survival Rifle. Let's go back to 1959. Cold War paranoia is in full swing. Pilots are flying into the unknown, and the Air Force needs something, anything, that can help a downed pilot stay alive in the wild. Enter the AR-7, invented by Eugene Stoner. Yeah, the same guy who gave us the AR-15. This isn't just a plinker. This is a purpose-built survival tool. The entire rifle, barrel, receiver, and mags breaks down and stores inside its own waterproof buttstock. It literally floats if you drop it in a lake. That's not a gimmick. That's survival-grade engineering. Packed up, it's only about 16 inches long. Toss it in a backpack behind a truck seat or inside your bug-out bag. Chambered in .22 LR, it's not your home defense hammer, but for survival. It's gold, lightweight ammo, perfect for hunting small game, and the whole rifle weighs just 56 ounces. That's lighter than most laptops. That was first made by Armalite, switched hands to Charter Arms, but Henry Arms perfected it. Modern AR-7s from Henry are more reliable, corrosion-resistant, and still keep that classic floating stock. So why is it disappearing? Two reasons. They're too good. Survivalists and collectors snap them up the moment they hit shelves. Low production. Henry isn't pumping these out like ARs. So when stock dries up, prices climb fast. Today, you can find one for around $290 to $350, but don't expect that to last. Pros: insanely portable, floats on water, lightweight and accurate, built for survival. Cons: not ideal for home defense, limited to .2 LR stopping power. Number 19. Marlin 336. This is one of the most American rifles ever made, the Marlin 336. Born in 1948, and this gun didn't just show up in deer camps, it owns deer season. And here's the magic. This isn't just another lever action for the wall. The Marlin 336 is that perfect middle ground between old-school charm and modern muscle. This beauty comes chambered in .30-30 Winchester, the round that's been dropping whitetails since your granddaddy was knee-high. The barrel, a sweet 20 inches, short enough for tight woods, long enough for solid accuracy, and it weighs in at about 112 ounces. This latest version is decked out in stainless steel with a rugged laminate hardwood stock, weather-resistant, scratch-friendly, and built to take a beating in the field. It's got an oversized lever loop. Yep, even with gloves on in freezing weather, you're good to go. Throw in the XS Ghost Ring sights for fast target grabs, plus a Picatinny rail up top for your optic of choice. It's disappearing because Ruger bought Marlin, and while they've brought the quality back in a big way, they're not cranking these out like popcorn. Demand is exploding, supply not so much. Prices right now hover around $1,200 to $1,400, but let me be crystal clear, these will climb, especially for stainless models. Pros: iconic lever action feel, 30-30 power, perfect for deer, stainless plus laminate. Watch, built for life, optic ready with modern sights. Cons: not budget friendly anymore, harder to find every year. Number 18. Kar 98K. The Kar 98K isn't just another old bolt-action rifle. This is the king of military bolt guns, the rock star of World War II rifles. If rifles could talk, this one would have war stories that had shut the whole room up. Introduced in 1935, officially called the Karabiner 98 Kurz, this was the German Wehrmacht's go-to rifle, and it earned that title the hard way. Battlefield tested, soldier approved. Now let's talk numbers. Chambered in the powerful 7.92 by 5.7mm Mauser, this thing hits hard, shoots flat, and stays accurate way out there. The barrel length? A solid 23.6 inches, perfect for long-range shots but still handy enough to swing around in tight spots. And the weight? About 137 ounces. It's got some meat on it, but that's what makes it feel like a real rifle, not a toy. What makes the Kar 98K so loved? That bolt action is butter smooth. It's got a 5-round internal magazine, controlled feed action, and that famous straight bolt handle for faster cycling. So why is it disappearing? They're not making any more. Every Kar 98K out there is a survivor from World War II, and collectors, they're gobbling them up like candy, especially the ones with matching serial numbers. Prices? Already jumping to $1,200 to $2,500 plus dollars, depending on condition and originality, and it's only going higher. Pros: legendary W12 history, hard-hitting 8mm Mauser power smooth, reliable bolt-action collector's goldmine. Cons: ammo can be pricey, heavy for long carry, original parts harder to find. Number 17. Remington 870. If there's one shotgun that belongs in every gun safe in America, this is it. And if you don't grab one soon, you might just miss your shot forever. The Remington 870 is a pump shotgun, and since 1950, this bad boy has been America's go-to workhorse for hunting, home defense, sport shooting, and yes, even clearing out the occasional snake in the barn. Over 11 million of these have been made, making that a dynasty. Now let's break it down like we're standing at the gun counter. This thing is usually chambered in 12 gauge, but you'll find it in 20 and even .410 too. Barrel lengths? Anywhere from 18 inches for home defense to 28 inches for hunting birds in the woods. And the weight sits around 112 to 128 ounces, depending on the setup. The steel receiver feels like it could survive a house fire. And those dual action bars? That's why the pump on an 870 is smoother than butter on a hot biscuit. But here's the twist. These older, original quality 870s, they're disappearing faster than free coffee at a gun show. Why? Well, Remington's been through some rough years. Bankruptcy, factory changes, production hiccups, and while the new ones are trying to keep up, those classic models built like tanks, collectors and smart buyers are snatching them up like crazy. Prices? A clean used 870? Expect around $400 to $600 right now. Pros: tough as nails, ultra smooth pump action, super customizable, perfect for hunting or home defense. Cons: older models getting rare. Some newer ones aren't as well built. Number 16. Smith & Wesson model 25-2. This isn't just a revolver. This is old-school American muscle wrapped in blue steel. And if you don't grab one soon, good luck finding another without selling a kidney. Let me tell you right now, the Smith & Wesson model 25-2 is not your average six-shooter. This is what happens when a target pistol and a tank have a baby. Introduced in 1955, this double-action revolver was called the 45 target model. And trust me, it earned that name the hard way. Chambered in 45 ACP, yeah, that's right, automatic pistol rounds in a revolver. This thing shoots real smooth. Built on S&W's famous end frame, the Model 25-2 has that big, beefy, perfectly balanced feel in your hand. Barrel length? A sweet, steady 6.5 inches of pure accuracy. Weight? A solid 49 ounces. And here's the fun part. It uses moon clips to hold those .45 ACP rounds in place. That makes reloads lightning quick and gives the Model 25-2 its signature look and style. Why is it disappearing? They didn't make a ton of these. Clean, original 25-2s are becoming unicorns in the gun world. And collectors? Oh, they're salivating. Prices have already climbed into the $1,200 to $2,000 range, depending on condition. And it's only going north from here. Pros: buttery smooth trigger pull, ridiculously accurate, classic American craftsmanship, 45 ACP, moon clips for fast reloads. Cons: not exactly lightweight, harder to find by the day, ammo ain't cheap. Number 15. Ruger Security 6. The Ruger Security 6 is the working man's wheel gun that's quietly becoming one of the hottest collector's items out there. And if you got one sitting in your safe right now, congratulations. You're holding a legendary gun. Born in 1972, the Security 6 was Ruger's very first double-action revolver. And boy, did they swing for the fences. Chambered in the always trusty .357 Magnum, but happy to chew through .38 Special all day long. This was the revolver that rode on the hips of law enforcement, security guards, and even the U.S. Border Patrol. Barrel lengths? Take your pick, but the 4-inch version was the real working-class hero. And the weight? A comfortable 33 ounces, just enough to tame that Magnum snap without feeling like you're lugging a boat anchor. But here's the genius part. Unlike those fancy Smith & Wessons or delicate Colts, the Security 6 was built for real life. No special tools, no fussy parts. You could break this gun down and clean it with nothing more than your 2 hands and some common sense. That's Ruger for you. Simple and tough. So why is it disappearing? Well, it was discontinued. Ruger stopped making these beauties in 1988, and since then, prices have been quietly sneaking up. Clean examples today are pushing 700 to 1,000 collectors know what's coming, and they're buying them up before everyone else catches on. Pros: built like a tank, easy to field strip, no tools needed, shoots .357 Magnum and .38 Special Classic law enforcement history. Cons: no longer in production. Prices climbing fast, harder to find clean models. Number 14. Colt Diamondback. Let's talk about Colt Diamondback, a little brother of the famous Python. Produced from 1966 to 1988, this double-action revolver wasn't just about good looks. Chambered in either .22 LR or .38 Special, this gun came with options. But the .22 version, that's the one collectors are drooling over. Fewer made, harder to find, and crazy accurate. You could get the Diamondback in 2.5-inch, 4-inch, or 6-inch barrels. And every version came with Colt's signature deep-blued finish, a ventilated rib, a full-length underlug, and adjustable target sights. It's got that old-school swagger that modern revolvers just can't fake. The weight came in around 30 to 38 ounces, depending on barrel length, light enough to carry, heavy enough to stay steady on target. And accuracy? This thing shoots like a dream, especially in .22. It was built for people who like their guns to shoot straight and look good doing it. So why is it disappearing? Because Colt didn't make that many. And collectors? They're buying up every clean example they can find, especially the .22 LR models, which are already going for $2,000. If you've got one in the safe, hold on to it like it's made of gold. If you don't, well, good luck finding one at a decent price. Pros: beautiful old-school craftsmanship, extremely accurate, highly collectible, especially in .2, 2 adjustable sights, ribbed barrel, full underlug. Cons: prices skyrocketing, no longer in production, getting harder to find by the day. Number 13. Glock 20 SF. The Glock 20 SF is the working man's bear gun. Launched for folks who wanted a little more oomph from their plastic fantastic, this is Glock's answer to, what if a 1911 and a sledgehammer had a baby? Now here's what makes it special. It's chambered in the mighty 10mm auto. That's right, this ain't your typical 9mm pop gun. The 10mm slaps hard, runs flat, and has enough punch to make even a black bear think twice. The SF stands for short frame. No, it's not a compact. It just means Glock shaved down the grip a bit so regular human hands could actually hang on to this beast without feeling like you're holding a 2x4. It has a barrel length of 4.61 inches of pure business. Capacity: 15 plus 1 rounds, yes, 15 rounds of 10mm heat. A weight of 27.3 ounces unloaded. That's basically Magnum revolver power, but in a semi-auto that holds 15 in the mag. The Glock 20 SF is quietly becoming the go-to 10mm workhorse. But here's the catch. Clean, lightly used ones? They're drying up. Prices right now are hanging around $650 to $850. But trust me, that's not gonna last long. Pros: 10mm stopping power, 15-round capacity, classic Glock reliability, slimmer grip for better control. Cons: big gun, not for pocket carry. 10mm ammo isn't cheap. Kicks harder than 9mm. Number 12. AKM. If you don't already have an AKM, get one now, before this Cold War legend turns into cold hard cash. Let's talk about the AKM, the upgraded, meaner little brother of the original AK-47. Designed in the 1950s by Mikhail Kalashnikov himself, the AKM was built for one thing: survive anything. Chambered in that classic 7.62 by 39mm, this rifle hits hard, stays simple, and keeps running when other guns tap out crying. It's got a 16.3-inch barrel, weighs about 126.4 ounces loaded, and rocks those iconic wood grips. But here's the problem. Import bans and tight regulations are choking the AKM supply hard. Clean military spec or pre-ban imports, rare, and getting rarer every day. Prices? What used to be a $500 truck gun is now easily pushing $1,200 to $2,000 depending on origin and condition. Pros: legendary reliability, 7.62 by 39mm power. Simple, rugged design, classic look. Cons: prices skyrocketing, import restrictions, tightening, hard to find original models. Number 11. Heckler & Koch Mark 23. The HK-MK-23 is a pistol developed in the 1990s. This beast was made to survive the worst. 30,000 rounds, sandstorms, freezing cold, jungle rot, and it just kept firing. Chambered in 45 ACP, it comes with a 5.87-inch threaded barrel, a match-grade trigger, and a built-in recoil buffer system that tames that 45 bark like a pro. Suppressor ready straight out of the box, you bet. But don't expect to conceal this thing. It weighs a serious 38.8 ounces unloaded. And here's the kicker. It's not just rare, it's legendary. Collectors are fighting over clean examples, and prices are climbing past $2,100 with no signs of slowing. Pros: military built, over-engineered. ACP stopping power, suppressor, ready and ultra-reliable collectible icon. Cons: big, heavy, not for carry expensive, and rising. Number 10. Smith & Wesson Model 686. If there's one revolver that does it all and looks good doing it, it's this one. The Smith & Wesson Model 686 dropped in 1980, and ever since then, it's been the revolver that refuses to quit. Chambered in powerful .357 Magnum, but perfectly happy to run .38 Special all day. This gun gives you 2-for-1 value, and let me tell you, that's rare these days. It's built on S&W's famous L-frame, which means it's tough enough to handle Magnum loads. It has a 4-inch barrel, and the weight? A solid 40 ounces unloaded, just right to soak up recoil but still feel balanced. All made from stainless steel. So why is it disappearing? Because older 686, the real deal classics, are vanishing fast. And folks are paying $800 to $1,200+ for clean models right now. Pros: shoots .357 and .38 special all stainless steel durability, great balance and recoil control, timeless design. Cons: heavier for carry, prices climbing fast. Number 9. FNSC AR-17. If an apocalypse started tomorrow, this is the rifle everyone wishes they had. The FN SCAR 17, also called the Mark 17, the rifle that looks like it walked straight off the battlefield and right into your dreams, or nightmares if you're the bad guy. Built for SOCOM, United States Special Operations Command. This beast is chambered in 7.62 by 51mm NATO, perfect for reaching out and touching anything that needs to stay down. It rocks a 16-inch cold hammer-forged barrel, short-stroke gas piston system for smooth, clean shooting, and weighs around 128 ounces unloaded. The folding, adjustable stock, pure comfort. And that full-length pick rail on top? It's an accessory heaven. But here's why it's disappearing. The SCAR 17 was never cheap. And today, prices are flying past $3,400 to $4,000, and they're only headed north. With rising demand and limited availability, this rifle is becoming the flex piece for gun guys everywhere. Pros: battle-proven reliability. Scale 8, long-range power folding and adjustable stock, runs clean and smooth. Cons, heavy on price, heavy on weight, hard to find in stock. Number 8, the Sig Sauer P229 Legion. The Sig Sauer P229 Legion is quietly fading out. It's one of the last great DA/SA compact pistols, and while it's not officially gone, the signs are all there. Production's slowing, Sig's attention has shifted, and the striker-fired world is taking over. This isn't just any pistol, it's the crown jewel of the Legion line. Chambered in 9mm, also available in .40 S&W and .357 SIG, it features a 3.9-inch barrel, 7.1-inch length, and weighs in at a solid 34.4 ounces. Crafted on an all-metal frame, it holds 15+1 rounds and includes upgrades like a Grey Guns DA/SA trigger, X-Ray 3 sights, G10 grips, and that signature Legion Gray PVD finish. Current price is about $1,300 to $1,600. Pros: battle-proven DA/SA trigger, premium build and materials, outstanding accuracy and recoil control, legendary Sig reliability, loaded with upgraded Legion features. Cons: heavy and pricey, not optics ready out of the box, losing support and shelf space, DA/SA learning curve for new shooters. Number 7, Taurus G3C. The Taurus G3C is a compact 9mm that hits way above its weight class. But here's the thing, its time might be running out. With the GX4 taking the spotlight and whispers of a G4 series on the horizon, the G3C is starting to look like the final chapter of its kind. No big updates, no fresh buzz, just a quiet fade while newer, sleeker models move in. Still, for now, it's one of the best value pistols out there. You get a 12+1 capacity, 3 12-round mags, a 3.2-inch barrel, and a 22-ounce weight. The Tenifer matte slide adds durability, while the polymer frame offers excellent grip and ergonomics. The flat-face trigger has a short reset and even second strike capability, something rare in striker-fired guns. Glock-compatible sights, manual safety, reversible mag release, and front serrations rounded out. All for around $250 to $350. Get one while it's still here. Pros: incredible value for the price. Comes with 3 mags out of the box. Reliable soft shooter with solid accuracy. Great utility gun, truck, boat, or backup. Second strike capable, easy upgrades with Glock-compatible sights. Cons: trigger breaks far back, awkward for large hands. Heavier and thicker than newer micro-compacts. No optics cut. Taurus brand still rebuilding trust for some buyers. Number 6, Browning High Power MK3 Fixed Sights. Ever handled a gun that looks like it belongs in a museum but shoots like it just rolled off the line? That's the Browning High Power Mark III. And it's not just rare, it's gone. Browning pulled the plug in 2018, ending an incredible 80-year run of one of the most influential pistols ever made. The Mark III was the final, most polished version. Chambered in 9mm, it holds 13+1 rounds in a slim, steel frame. It's a single action-only pistol with ambi safeties, a crisp trigger, and combat-ready 3-dot sights. We're talking forged steel slide, matte black finish, extended beaver tail, improved hammer, and modern safety features, all packed into a sleek, balanced shooter. So why is it disappearing? It's expensive to make, polymer pistols took over, and Browning bowed out. Clones like the SA-35, FN's new high power, and Girsan MCP-35 exist, but they're not the real deal. For prices, expect $850 to $1,100, with clean models disappearing quick. Pros: timeless John Browning design, steel frame, incredible balance, smooth, crisp single-action trigger, collectible, and historically significant best ergonomics of its era. Cons: discontinued and unsupported, mag disconnect, gun won't fire without mag, heavy trigger pull for some users, no optics-ready options. Number 5, Beretta 92 X Performance. If you like your pistols big, fast, and built to win, the Beretta 92X Performance is your dream gun. Dropped in 2019, this full steel 9mm beast was made for competition, not concealed carry. It features a 4.9-inch barrel, 15+1 capacity, and weighs a hefty 47.6 ounces to keep recoil flat and fast. Built on a Vertec frame with a Brigadier slide, it's packed with race-ready features: extreme S-trigger, short reset, front and rear serrations, extended beaver tail, and oversized mag release. But it's fading fast, production's slowing, and demand's climbing. Don't miss out. So the question is, why is it disappearing? Simple. In 2023, Beretta launched the lighter 92X Performance Defensive, an optic-ready version built for newer shooting competitions. As a result, the big, heavy steel original is being pushed quietly into retirement. And with that, prices are holding steady around $1,300 to $1,500. But don't expect that to last when stock dries up. Pros: ridiculously accurate right out of the box, built like a tank with steel, everything amazing. They say extreme S-trigger. Cons: heavy, nearly 3 pounds unloaded, not optic ready, harder to find every day. If you've ever wanted to own the last of Beretta's pure-blood steel competition guns, this is it. Number 4. Glock Gen4. Glock Gen4, the kind of gun that's always gotten the job done. But now it's getting rarer than a stick-shift truck at a car lot. See, Glock dropped the Gen 4 back in 2010, and for a long time this thing was the go-to for everybody from cops to concealed carriers. Why? Because it just flat out worked. But here's the thing. As of 2020, Glock said, "That's all, folks." The Gen 4 line was officially discontinued to make way for their shinier, newer Gen 5 models. Whatever's left in stores or floating around online, that's all you're gonna get. What made it special? Let's break it down real simple. This thing was a shooter's dream. This little workhorse is chambered in good old 9mm Luger, the crowd favorite for a reason. It's got a 4.01-inch barrel that hits the sweet spot, accurate yet carry-friendly. At 7.36 inches overall, it's big enough to get the job done without bulging under your shirt. Weighing in at 23.65 ounces unloaded, it's light on the belt but solid in the hand. 15+1 capacity means you're packing serious backup, Glock style. And that trigger? Classic safe action system with a 5.5-pound pull. Clean, simple, and as dependable as your go-to hammer. It's everything you need, nothing you don't. But what really sets Gen 4 apart is its modular backstraps, dual recoil spring, and a reversible mag catch. Lefties, you were finally invited to the party. So why is it disappearing? Simple. Glock moved on. The Gen 5 brought better barrels, no finger grooves, and a little extra polish. And like any good car company, Glock made room by parking the Gen 4 in retirement. Pros: legendary reliability, customizable grip fit, soft shooter for a Glock, great for carry or home defense. Cons: discontinued, parts might get tricky, doesn't have newer Gen 5 features like ambi-slide release. Number 3. Sig P210. Alright, here are some bad news. The Sig Sauer P210 standard is gone. Discontinued since 2006, and every year that passes, these things get rarer and pricier. Born in Switzerland in the 1940s, the P210 was built for military precision, a Cold War masterpiece. When Sig brought it to the US, they modernized it but kept the magic alive. Chambered in 9mm, holding 8+1 rounds, this pistol was all about smoothness and accuracy. It's got a full steel frame, a 3.5-pound single-action trigger that breaks like glass, a fixed barrel for sniper-level accuracy, and an American-style mag release. Weighs in at 36.9 ounces, hefty but perfectly balanced. Production stopped because it was just too expensive to make, and now, clean models are hitting $1,100 to $1,400 and climbing fast. If you see one for sale, grab it. Because in a few years, these prices are going to feel like the good old days. Pros: laser beam accuracy, best trigger you'll feel on a 9mm. All steel construction equals built like a tank. Cons: 8+1 capacity. This ain't your Glock 17. Needs cleaning love since it's built real tight. Heavier weight. Number 2, Glock 17. This isn't just a Glock. This is the Glock, and if you let yours go, you might just regret it forever. Back in 1982, the gun world laughed at plastic pistols, until the Glock 17 showed up and shut everybody up. This was the original disruptor, the pistol that changed how handguns were built forever. Chambered in 9mm, rocking a smooth 4.49-inch barrel and packing 17+1 rounds, the Glock 17 isn't flashy, it's functional. Weighing in at only 22 ounces unloaded, this thing is light, fast, and ridiculously easy to run. Built with Glock's famous safe action system, it gives you a clean 5.5-pound trigger pull every single time. No safeties to fiddle with, no drama, just bang when you need it most. But here's why it's disappearing. Newer models like the G47 are creeping in, pushing out the Glock 17. Prices are climbing over $700 to $1,500 plus, depending on the generation and condition. Pros: lightweight and easy to carry, legendary Glock reliability. Huge 17+1 capacity, collector value rising fast. Cons: early gens hard to find. Plain looks, but deadly effective. Number 1, Sig P210. If there's one gun flying way under the radar right now, it's this one, and trust me, that won't last. The Sig P210 is like the quiet kid in class that grew up to be a rock star. Born in the early 2000s for the French police and military, this pistol was literally built to last 20 years in service. That's where the 2022 comes from. Chambered in 9mm with some 40S and W floating around, this pistol packs a 3.9-inch barrel, a comfy double-action single-action trigger, and weighs about 29 ounces unloaded. It's got that legendary Sig reliability and accuracy, but in a rare polymer frame. Back then, Sig doing plastic? That was a big deal. And guess what? These are still floating around for about $450. But not for long. Sig has moved on to newer models like the P320, which means the SP2022 is quietly slipping into collector territory. Pros: proven military-grade reliability, classic Sig accuracy, DASA trigger with decocker, still affordable, for now. Cons: no longer in active production focus, limited aftermarket parts. Alright folks, we've just taken a trip through some of the most legendary and disappearing firearms out there. But what about you? What's that one firearm you'll never let go of? Drop your thoughts down in the comments, we'd love to hear you. If you enjoyed hanging out with us today, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you never miss any of our latest gun reviews and insider news. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, shoot straight, and we'll catch you in the next one.